Well, folks, hey, Roland Martin here, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I tell you, today we're going to talk about swim baits. I have my brand new 2072 Tracker Grizzly, and I've got that 4.5 Yamamoto that I like, and also another big deal, another big swim bait that Jeff Reed gave me from Chattanooga. I'm going to try to work some of these deep holes, some of these big pits, some of these 15 and 20 foot spots with swim baits and see what we can come up with on some big fish. But first, let's get the boat ready. Okay, this is the new 2072. I have my Minn Kota Ultrex with a spot lock. Okay, I put that in the water, and that's working. I'm going to turn my Lowrance on, and that's got a transducer on the very front of the unit. I can now see exactly how deep it is just directly under the boat. So I'm going to work this hole. There's a big giant 5 or 6 acre pit right here, and I'm going to just kind of work around the edges of it, make some casts from the shallow waters, kind of working it out deep. These swim baits are anywhere from a ½ ounce to almost a 1 ounce weight, and so they go down 10, even 15 foot deep. So I'm going to try some different depths and try some different colors. Hey, see if we can't come up with a big summertime giant swim bait bass. I'm going to start off with my favorite, this Yamamoto 4.5 on the ½ ounce head. That's just been my favorite for years. I've caught just hundreds and hundreds of fish on that. The basic way I have to catch them is just a straight retrieve. Just throw it out and reel it in. Now there's some grass out there, and I'm hitting some, if you notice on the depth finder, if you see the picture on the depth finder, you see that's hydrilla right here. Coming off about 5 foot of water. There's a little hydrilla. Get out past the hydrilla. Now in 5 feet of water. Kind of reel along. And the swim baits are kind of just an easy way of fishing. It's not that it's hard to fish them. You just cast and retrieve for the most part. Now see, I'm dropping down deep water. I'm dropping down deep. I can drop it to the bottom. Drop it to the bottom. Throw it up. Now I'm in 8 feet of water. Okay, now, another little thing I do with my swim baits is when I first throw it out there, I do a countdown. And what that means is I don't know how deep. I know how deep it is here. It says it's 11 feet deep right here. But I don't know how deep it is out there. So for example, let's just take this 10, 12 feet of water right here. Let's just make a little cast, and let's count down for a second, see how many seconds it takes to go down. Okay, 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 7 seconds. Okay, it took 7 seconds for this ½ ounce jig to get down, say, 12 foot. Okay, so now I have a relative idea how deep the water is. So let's make a cast over this way. Make a cast over this way. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5, 6, 7. Okay, about the same depth. Okay, it's about the same depth, about 12 foot. I can kind of reel it along. Now looking up the depth finder, I see some big fish on this depth finder. Now, what you see is kind of, I got the sensitivity up a little bit too high. You see those big blotches there. It could be garfish, it could be tilapia. In fact, I see a turtle right here. All those things will register as a big blip on the depth finder. So I don't know exactly what's bass and what's a turtle and what's a tilapia. But here's the point. If I see nothing, it means there's no fish there. If I see a lot of blips, then some of them could be bass. Okay, so I'm looking for blips. If the fish are at 10 feet, here's the thing about a suspended bass. If the fish are at 10 feet, you don't want to be under them. You never want to be under a suspended fish. You want to be over a suspended fish. They always come up and see up above them. They don't see what's below them. So if you're too deep, you're kind of in trouble. So basically, it's better to be a little shallow. If they're 10 feet, it's better to retrieve the lure at 6 or 7 or 8 feet than it is 12 or 14 feet. Garfish followed it in. I got one. Look at this. You go shallow, I threw real shallow and he hit it just in the real shallow water. So I don't know this isn't really what I'm trying to do. I mean, it's a fish, all right, and it counts, I guess, but they all count. But he was in just real shallow water. So he would have hit just about anything I threw up in that. I was just not. I wasn't really getting anything going with that deal. I didn't figure that much of, usually when you catch a fish, it's part of the pattern. Well, throwing up in a foot of water with this big swim bait isn't really the pattern I'm looking for. So I'm not gonna worry about that. I know there's some shallow fish. I mean, there's always shallow fish. But there's also always deep fish, particularly around these deep holes. And so what I'm gonna target today are the bigger fish that are suspended on these deep drop-offs in these deep places. And there's some big ones out here because I catch them on shiners and people catch them on topwater and people see them schooling. So it's traditional. I mean, we have caught big fish doing this. Well, this swim bait fishing is kind of new today for me because I haven't been doing much of it. But I'm catching them on shiners and I catch them on all sorts of other things as well. Okay, folks. Hey, let's make a run. Let's go find some more hydrilla. Let's go find some more deep holes. And there's, like I say, a bunch of them. I don't know where they are. And I know where the fish are. It's just a matter of catching. You might know where they are, but how can you get them to bite? We hope this swim bait's going to be the answer. Okay, nice swim bait fish. Okay, I took that swim bait. I got it right here. I got a 4.5 Yamamoto on there. What we have here is what we have here is a nice swim bait fish. He hit that hardtail grub, and it was right on the edge of the grass. So that's meaning something. What we're showing here is that these bigger fish, and this is a quality bass, well over 4 pounds. But anyway, that's the kind of fish that bite these big swim baits. Okay, I'll just show you what I'm rigged up here. I'm coming in with a little bit different setup, like so. And then I can make it weedless because it's actually a bunch of hydrilla right here. And I'm gonna come across here and kind of bury the hook point like that. And then in addition to that big hook, I have another 3/16 ounce weight right here. And I got 20-pound fluorocarbon right here for a ways. And then I'm going into a 65-pound braid. So I got it on a big flipping stick. And if you notice right over the side of the boat, you notice the hydrilla? See, we're right on the edge of the hydrilla. So what I'm doing, yeah, okay. Now right out here, the depth finder shows 15 and 20 foot of water. So I'm just throwing down this edge and I'm just slowly reeling it along. And he blasted it. I came off that shallow edge and I started letting it drop. And I threw it up kind of on the grass in about 5-6 feet of water. And then I kind of went fast across the grass. And I hit the edge of it and just kind of slowed it down for a second. Wham! He hit it. Nice bass. Spot lock down. It's got the thing on spot lock. Evidently, it might be a school of fish here. I don't know what it is. Another decent one, not real big, but he's hit that grub. Now, that's just a little one, but I'll tell you what, folks, these swim baits will produce big fish. It's a big fish bait. I have a big giant hook. You notice how big that hook is? It's just huge fish. Huge hook for a huge fish. He was out off that grass, that last one. Maybe there's a whole school here. Kind of reel it slow and easy. When they hit it, I kind of pretend like it's a worm and let them just kind of take it. What it is, there's some 20-25 foot water all around here. It comes up to about 10 right there. And they're usually right on the top of that little ridge. You know, fish like structure like that. They like the little underwater islands like that, ridges, drop-offs. Oh, there's one. I got one. Good one too. Good one. Oh yeah. Good one. Hit right on that hill. Hit right on the hill. He hit right on the hill. He's a good one. He's a good one. Yes, sir. Big bass. Right where he's supposed to be too. Right on the top of that hill. He hit just perfect. I don't have real but heavy line, so I'm just kind of feeding him line. Big old 5 or 6 pounder. Maybe bigger. I don't know how big he is. He's a big one. Get that big old shad. See if I can't land that guy. This guy right here. This is a big deal. You might want to stand up. Okay, that's the kind of fish. That's the kind of fish. Now we're talking. That's the kind of deal right here. Yeah. Big old 5 or 6 pounder. I can't get it off. There it is. Beautiful bass. He hit right on the bottom in about 10 or 12 feet of water. And I was pumping that shad along, and I just want to show you how I did it. In fact, there's the body of it right there. I want to get that back if I can. Okay, folks. Well, we caught a couple on that one bait from Chattanooga that Jeff Reed gave me. We got a couple on the Big E, not the Big Easy, but the 4.5. Now I'm going to try a new swim bait. That's called a bull shad. Look at that thing, great big 6-inch bait, and it's a handmade thing. It costs about $50. It's got a custom lure. It's called a bull shad. And Kenny Haas is one of the head guides here, and he's my buddy. And what he does, he throws it out. He told me just to reel it along the top. Go it through the grass and see how it's just right on the surface. It's almost like a topwater flow. Pretty much like a topwater flow. And so I'm just going to kind of reel it along. And he's throwing it to the edge of the grass. Okay. So I'm just throwing it out there. Nice long cast and just reeling it right on the top. See how it's just kind of making a wake. Making a wake. Making a wake. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. See if they bite it. Okay. I got one now. Come on, man. Little old bull shad bass. Not much of a bass, but he hit that bull shad. That's a pretty cool deal. I was waking right across the top of the surface of the water. Little couple pound bass. It was such a cool strike. It's kind of a surface lure. This bull shad. And I was just, there's an edge, and I'm looking at the water here. I'm at 15 feet of water, and I'm filling out to about probably 10 foot or 5 feet. Just keeping it right on the surface like that. He just rolled up and grabbed it. It's a super deal. I think this cloud cover and a little bit of breeze will help too. That's the other thing. Any topwater fish in this clear water at Headwaters, it seems to be the best is in the cloud when there is cloud cover like right now. There's cloud cover. the last fish hit when there was flat cover. And so I think that's a big secret for topwater. It's kind of a topwater bite. There's a swimbait fish. Okay, there's a bull shad. Bull shad fish. Okay, come on, let's go. Come on, what you got time? Swimbait hitting the bull shad on the top. Exploded on it. So that's something. You can see that the fish are biting all different kind of ways. They're biting on the top. They're biting deep on the bottom. They're just all sorts of fish. So. Beautiful thing about a lake like this, there's a lot of different patterns here on this Headwaters Lake, and you know, I tell people all the time, if you just had one way to catch them, I'd probably just use a Cinco. But there's a lot of fun ways to catch them. And one of the fun ways, of course, is topwater. And this bull shad is a topwater bug. I just threw it out right over that grass. You get right on that top. Really cool strike. Just slam it. Well, I got the camera finally turned on. I got a meat. It's kind of a small bass. It's not really big. It's just kind of a medium size. Oh, we got one. Hey, there's a storm coming though. I'm telling you, this is a bad deal. Hey, that little old swimbait that Jeff gave me, that did work, you know. And then that we also caught that big 5 or 6 pounder down deep. This is a little 3 pounder right here in this little channel. But I want to look at that weather. Right over there is a bad storm, Sean. That is big time. But look at the lightning. Lightning is right there. My grandfather was killed by lightning. So I'll tell you what, folks. We caught a few fish on the swimbait deal. Okay, we've caught a few bass on the swimbait deal, and the storm is coming, and so we're going to have to go. Hey, I hope I showed you a few things. There's all kind of different swimbaits. I mean, sure, the 4.5 is something that I've used for years, but there's that bull shad that caught a couple fish on, the topwater stuff, and then there's this big old thing that I caught that 5 pounder and that last fish on that Jeff gave me this morning. So hey, swimbait's a lot of fun. You can work these deep holes here in Headwaters Lake and always catch a few fish. But the storm's coming. We'll see you again soon. Hey, thanks for watching.